PM. You looked at it quick, you could think it was PM, an A, right?
Yeah. Just give it up, guys. The earth is flat. Jesus is the fucking sun.
What do you mean? The Earth is round.
No, what? It's not round.
The Earth is round.
The idea of the earth is round.
Can I explain to you in a very simple fashion that you'll know it's true?
Yeah.
Okay, why do you think there's different time zones? Because you see, when the sun goes down, people thought that for a long time, that you could sail in the ocean and it'd fall off the edge of the earth, right? Well, if the sun goes to a point, and if we are 9 o'clock here, and in the future over there, it isn't 9 a.m. till the sun gets in that position on the earth. They've already taken pictures from satellites from outer space. Come on, man. You gotta believe the world's round.
No, I think that it's different time zones.
Okay.
Because everything is flat, and
Okay.
like we still have that great distance,
Apart.
but it's not. I don't believe that there's a curve. I believe north is straight to North Pole, and then on the other side of that is Greenland, Russia, China. Like they're right there. If they get in the
In a straight
airplane,
line plane. In a straight line plane.
everything,
Okay,
the
so in other
oceans,
words,
all
what you're
that
saying
shit.
Is what you believe.
Yeah.
Here's a straight line plane of
Yep.
the earth. Now, is it more square or is it rectangle?
I believe it's the same round circle cylinder concept.
Oh,
but
okay,
just,
so it's round.
Yeah,
But it's flat
like a-
pancake. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. So
Yeah.
now, watch this. If it takes that long for the sun to rise from here and then set from here, then how come, where's that other time zone for the time it lapses to come around where the other side of the earth isn't, right? That's just dirt, right?
Yeah.
There's nobody living under there, right? It's just flat. Okay? So now, at the time it takes for the sun to go from here to here, it's the same amount of time for it to go from here to here. So that means, you know how much daylight you'd have and then how much darkness you'd have if it was
Yeah.
like that? You see what I'm saying? That's
Yeah,
why when
man.
the earth is spinning, okay, and the sun is stationary, and the earth is spinning and going around the sun. It's spinning and going around the sun.
All right, now peep this shit.
They've already clocked the miles per hour, actually, of the revolutions of the earth.
So, if the Earth was flat,
And it does this too. Besides just doing that, it'll tilt on an axis to where the sun's path at the highest point of summer for us is at 30 degrees north latitude. Now, when it's winter, it's the other way. It's at 30 degrees south latitude. So when it comes across over here, that's why it's colder, because the sun's further away and it's down by 30 degrees. So the perfect equator is 0, right? 0, and then the prime meridian is north and south line of the point to where they made the earth, like in 4 quarters. By making a circle around this way and a circle around this way, you have 4 quarters of the earth. And it's round. I mean,
No.
it's about as close to round as you can get.
All right.
And you know what I was concerned about?
What?
You know, like a tire when it spins, if it's off balance, what happens? It'll wobble, wouldn't it? With all these guys building those great big skyscrapers in one small, so many 1,000 acres,
Yeah.
and they're touching up to the sky, and then there's another one somewhere else, I would think the earth would start to get a wobble. They'd have to have a balance on the other side of the building.
Hell yeah.
At the same amount of weight that you put up above the earth that wasn't there before, you better do the same thing on the other side of the earth.
So peep this. This is my info from Jesus, the Son. Let's picture that light bulb.
Cool.
There is the center of
Okay.
our Earth. Let's use this rectangle here, right? So, the sun and the moon. This is the sun, and this is the moon. The difference between the summer seasons, when it's summer, the sun and moon is spiraling down towards the earth,
Okay.
like this, like around and around on top of us. That's why we still get to see the moon.
I know, but
at
just before
11 o'clock.
Christopher Columbus, around the 1400s, that's what they believed.
If he
It's now 2017, brother Derek.
Christopher Columbus
Yeah.
doesn't exist to me. He didn't
Okay.
stare into the sun and get the knowledge from God himself, like I did.
Okay.
So the the time zones, when the sun goes down, that means that it's too far across our flat plane.
Right.
That's why we got
Okay.
the moon, and then it lights because of that reflection across our oceans, around our United States and Canada
Okay.
and shit. So if it's nighttime here, it's not night for as long as it's day. If
Okay.
I feel like if we was on a round Earth, it would be no time zones, because the time zones would have to be more broadened if everything was round. So the sun and moon spirals down. About Christmas time, it heads back up, and that time is changing because I think like everything here is flat. I think in the center of our North Pole, we go through that
We're
shit.
gonna have to agree to disagree on this.
I agree on both of them.
Without me actually being the guy that was in the satellite taking the picture, sure, they could lie to us. But
Look,
when I think of all the factors,
I don't
of the
believe in
time that
satellites
it takes
either.
for the sun, once it's at the furthest point of a flat Earth, okay, the time that it takes to go all the way around to here, that's too much time lapse. It's the same amount of time as from here to here. This
But
is going to be to come from here to there.
they would have the same.
So that means we'd have a lot more darkness if it was flat.
If we have a long, well, it's not even about light and dark because we still see the moon all day.
Well,
If-
you know what I mean, the light of the sun,
Yeah, yeah.
right? Because when like at dawn, where you can just I can see the tree, whereas before I couldn't see the tree, even in a full moon. Then when the sun, I can see, over there where I can see it on the horizon. That's why I always thought it was such a light. I say the sun rises. I'm thinking, if the sun doesn't move and we move, wouldn't it be the sun is now there? Now the
don't-
sunrise. The sun didn't rise.
The
Earth,
Earth-
turned.
No, the Earth doesn't turn or move or anything. That's why I'm the sun and moon.
Okay, please stop. We got to just agree
No,
to disagree.
I at least have to.
I know you can't prove it to me.
I'm not trying to
and
prove it
I'm trying
to
to
you.
prove it to you that this
But-
is the truth.
But you don't have to prove it to me.
But I want you. If you keep trying to tell me this, I can't listen.
I'm telling
to
you
it.
why I believe in it.
Okay,
As
I did. I heard you.
as-
I
as
heard you.
Derek.
And it makes sense to you. I understand. And it made sense to a lot of people back in the 1400s. So hey, I ain't knocking you.
Yeah.
You know, you
Before
can actually get in that satellite and see the Earth from the distance of what it looks like.
there's no satellite.
But okay, I've seen them move across the sky at night, haven't you? You think they were spaceships?
Right.
Were there faster moving stars?
But all of that is rotating around us.
If there isn't a satellite, how is it that a guy in Washington, D.C. in the Pentagon can watch a screen and at a certain time when the satellite is right in position, they can tell where the Taliban is moving as long as they're above ground?
the military
'Cause they got a
drones,
satellite.
no,
be able to
because
picture.
they got the dog ass technology
Okay, the
that
drones.
we don't have.
Yeah, but they didn't have the drones, say, 20 years ago, and we had a
They
satellite
they
way
had the
before that.
drones. They just let us know about the
Oh, I
drones.
hear what you're saying. We didn't get that technology.
They
They
built-
weren't ready to sell it to us yet.
They built this shit.
I still can't believe they allow it. I still can't believe they have a camera that they can mount on something like that where somebody can become a spy and invade your privacy without you even knowing. And then when you see it, who are you going to call? How are they going to know where that thing even came from and who was involved? It's a whole lot different if I'm sitting down in front of your place and they get my license number by looking through binoculars. Now, they just got a freaking, remote control drone. They can be, I don't know how far away it can go. And they can watch it on television,
Right.
They can see you eating your cornflakes for breakfast.
Look, you are all right. Let's say that the Earth wasn't flat.
Okay.
This is what I believe is going on.
You're killing me here.
But I see you every day. But still, though, I think the Earth is so huge, flat,
Okay.
with the north, south, and east and west. Like, if we
You
were,
still got to understand that concept. How is it that from here to there takes so long? You got to remember when it's going to come around. What does it go faster underneath? Because how are you
Look,
going to have light over here?
if we
Think
have,
about it. If the last person that sees light on the Earth is at, we say we have it at 7 a.m., okay? Let's say we do. Now in Russia, they don't actually get to see the sun until, let's say, around 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
that's because it's over there.
Okay, according to our time, but they
Yeah.
said 7 a.m. there because that's how they denote their time during the daylight hours. Like when it's 7 o'clock here, you know it isn't 7 o'clock in Russia.
That's what
But to you it is because your real time it's 7 o'clock. So
Right.
to you, real time in Russia is 7 o'clock. But not when you go there. All their clocks are going to be off your watch, right? Okay, so now once it goes that far, then once it gets to the furthest part of the flat Earth, how long is it going to take to be sunlight here? There isn't enough. 24 hours is what it takes, right? 24 hours, and we're right back to 7 a.m. Like right now, it's 6:27. 24 hours from now, it'll be a different day, but it'll still be 6:27, and it'll approximately be this light outside.
Right.
Right?
The people.
So now, how are you going to say that the sun, once it's over here, gets all the way back over to here real quick so we can have light again at 6 o'clock in the morning?
Because it's spinning around. Now, if we still have our whole day, how do they get their whole same day if we got the sun and moon over here?
Okay.
Now, Russia, wherever our north is, let's say that...
They follow a different sun, right?
Right. No. It's
maybe that's how it works.
Right. No, that's because our sun is over there.
Okay.
They make it seem like a ball. But if it's here, they still got some of that sunlight too.
Okay.
That's why when it reaches the other side, like flat, just think of a circle that's flat. And the sun and moon is going around us. Okay. So the same time concept would be the same as on a circle.
How many people have you won this debate with?
It's not a debate.
To me it is, because I don't believe it. And I'm trying to prove my point, and you're trying to prove your point. That's what we call a debate.
But I believe that the world was once round also. Until I'm getting the knowledge. They're not going to tell you the sun gaze if they're telling you that the earth is round.
Okay.
So everything...
I'm just saying, okay.
Everything is inverted.
Okay.
Basically. So sun gazing is good for you, but the earth is round and it'll hurt your eyes and give you all types of cancers when they put the cancers in our shit. The difference from knowing that the earth is flat and the earth is round is death and immortality.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So they're in Russia and they can see the sun. It's about to be night here. It's about to be morning there. We both can see it. So there's no ball. 11 o'clock in the day, I can see the moon. Where is their moon? We both can see it because it's right there.
Right.
That's the difference. Like all the extra stuff, like I used to believe in it too until I realized that what I was learning was not what I was seeing with my eyes. Okay. So the sun is right there. If it was like outer space somewhere far and stuff like that, our time zones would be fucked up. Okay, if so everything is flat, we're all looking up.
Let me ask you this. How do you figure the sun then with relation to Mars, Venus, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Pluto? How do you figure the sun is in relation to those planets? Do you believe anybody lives on them?
Yeah, us.
We live on Earth.
Saturn.
Urantia. This is called Urantia, but they call it the Earth.
Yep. Saturn is... Like, this is the United States. Saturn, to me, it's not a planet, outer space, or a star that we think we're seeing.
Okay.
That's the other half to our astral body. When we die as a ghost, we either going to reach the other half.
So that Saturn doesn't go around this sun.
It's the continent of
the sun just goes around this Earth.
Yeah, because
interesting concept.
We're the center of creation, like the Bible says. You know what I'm saying? God wouldn't get jealous of other gods if this was a round world and they would have to fly all the way to it.
I thought Eden was the center of creation.
Garden of Eden is Saturn.
Okie dokie.
It's a continent.
You're losing me here.
I'm telling you.
All right.
That's why we can't go to it. The hexagon is at the center of our flat Earth plane.
I gotta go back.
Didn't you just leave a conversation?
I gotta go to the bathroom. Seriously, you wanna hear the water splash?
I'm talking to the documentary.
Oh.
We're in hell trying to go to heaven right now. I'm gonna work for NASA. feel some blue blood. We gotta get to Hyperborea at the center of our flat Earth plane. And we have to save our loved ones. Period. I can't look at you and not be like, the Earth is flat. The concept. Our brain is out of space, big bro.
I'm gonna need this today or tomorrow. I believe I'm gonna need the heat pretty soon. If I don't put this up to that vent, I gotta figure out another way to keep that vent from falling out of the wall.
The Earth's been round for 500 years. I can do magic too, nigga. Can you do magic? We're breathing the ether right now. What do we have to do for that boat outside? Not that boat, the other boat.
Oh. Get permission, and then I'm supposed to take care of greasing the chain. She wanted me to put some kind of rust remover on it first and then lubricate it, so I haven't done that yet. I just finished tightening up the bolts and stuff and making sure it was okay.
I've done a blood over intent though. A lot of times. Everything is a hoax. My teeth not yellow because I have gingivitis. My teeth is yellow because I don't brush it and I smoke cigarettes all day.
Well, doggone it. Well, you want white teeth or not?
No, I don't want no white teeth. My teeth about to be platinum when I go to Hyperborea.
What was I going to get next? To the left of you?
Yeah.
Let me get it. Kind of hard for you to reach it.
I was sitting at the job next door for like 10 minutes because I didn't hear y'all back there.
Oh, wow.
Chris said in the back, but in the back to all of those houses is just kind of the same. Which back? That junk was funny.
Whoa. What is that, magic or something? What the heck is this thing? There it is. I was like, how did it fall out of there? Got a lid on it.
Do you believe in magic?
Of course.
But the only way for my brain to keep expanding what I believe about flat earth is to have those talks, not trying to push it on you. You feel me?
I'm almost out.
Yeah.
Go ahead, cheers first. I got more. I got this thing right here. Plus I got another one to load in there. I got enough. Before you finish it, give me a light. Don't go ahead and clear it. Does it clear it all the way?
I don't know.
Just don't suck too hard at first. Just make sure so don't get any tasty treats. You know how that works. Yeah, you did. I can't see a red in there.
What kind of dogs is those?
One is a German Shepherd. One, I believe, is a Rottweiler. There's another one that I believe is a smaller German Shepherd. And they have two other dogs, but they're not dogs. I thought I heard them say they were some kind of fox.
They're white in color, and they make this weird noise where they kind of like, like a dog would bark. Whatever they call it, a fox makes its noise. It's a weird noise.
Heck yeah. You got some paper?
You know I do. That's like what's the redundant question?
You think I could use this?
Why not?
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Liked her.
Thank you. So, I'm sure I manifested this triangle. Or Big Bro got long lost magic powers. So I would say here.
What did I tell you about that today at lunch? What's
What?
the difference between magic and majestic? What's the difference?
Magic and majestic.
What's the difference?
Magic for money. Majestic for magic.
No. I believe that some men can do magic. Most of it's just sleight of hand and illusions. But some men can do magic because they, went to the dark side. And there's some men who have enough faith in God where it seems like some people would say, like almost like a miracle or just something that they thought was sleight of hand. A lot of times it's very majestic. I've seen it happen in my life so many times I can't count them. Where I know that I didn't do it. I know that I willed to do it. And then when I went to do it, something happened like I never saw before, and it just went right into place like I wanted it to.
Right.
That's not magic. That's majestic. Because I had the faith, I believed, I willed it, and it was done.
Hell yeah. Yeah, motherfuckers is doing magic for money.
Yeah, now if I did that and started doing it for money, that's why so many times when people would praise me or something like get down out of the tree, I constantly tell them, thank God. I thank God that I'm still able to do this. I don't go, yep, I know I'm bad. I'm the best you've ever seen, aren't I?
Right.
Then it'd be like I was doing it for money then, wouldn't it be?
All right.
A lot of the things that I do up there. That's how I learned. So many
Those
things.
magicians that you say,
Sleight of hand or actual magic. That's so up to the dark side. Yeah. You can if you study about any magician that ever made it big, if someone came around, one of the things they would tell them is beware. You are so good that it's almost like magic that you're doing it, and you best beware because it's usually a horrific death. Horrific,
right.
Definitely takes your soul. Or actually causes your soul to leave you forever.
On a flat earth, your soul, like before we was here, like 35%. How can I split up 100 in 3 ways?
$33.33.
Are you serious?
A penny.
For real? So 3333.
Yep. And actually, how does it go? It goes out in infinity. Otherwise, you just say 33.4. But the fours don't add up. There's a 0.2 missing.
Yeah.
But then you round it off. But it's actually 33.3333333.
33.32.
So a lot of times what they'll say is they'll just say 33.3 and a third. Because that's like a third of a penny. So how do you break up a third of a penny? You know what I'm saying? Because 33.3, that's 66, that's 99, and 333 is 9. So you'd have 999. And there's 1 penny left, right? Or whatever you're dealing with. You were saying 100, like not 100,000 or 100 million.
No.
It's just 100.
So
33.3 and a third.
So
Or 33.333, and I don't know if they go dot, dot, dot. I forget how they do that when it means it goes on into infinity. But I just usually went 33.3 and then a third. You don't normally use decimals and fractions, but with that one, it's easier to understand.
know, the telephone line
I heard a song called. Go ahead.
and the cable and telephone line, this is the hugest contribution to my flat earth and why I believe that all those magicians got magic, which is 100% of the same thing that you said. Well, I believe in flat earth and you believe in round earth, but I'm telling you why I believe in that shit. Our telephone line, like I told
You
you,
ever take a good look? Go on, let you finish first. I was going to ask you another question.
the Garden of Eden,
Okay.
where God created Eve and Adam,
Okay.
and then a serpent, which is, look,
I heard that too.
Yep.
That's the way they portrayed it in the garden, when the serpent
Yep.
came upon Eve and tempted her about, go ahead, eat the fruit, you won't die.
Right.
And then she did, and she liked it, and then she told Adam, and then I don't know if Adam actually ate it or not, or just about. I think they both did, and that's when they were in trouble, according to the Bible.
Eve got the magic when she did that, and Adam got cursed when he did that, because she did something more that the serpent told her at the Garden of Eden. You know what I'm saying? They told us the world was round so we wouldn't find out that Garden of Eden is real and it is at our actual real North Pole,
Okay.
which is really north of us right now.
Okay.
So the telephone lines.
But you got to remember now, if you read the book properly, the way that they portrayed that the Garden of Eden, where it was located on Earth, was near what we call, the Euphrates and Tigris River. We call it now because they were by two rivers, basically. And they were like plotted in a certain spot, like a valley with mountains basically around them. That's not up at the North Pole. That's more over toward the southern part of Eurasia. You know what Eurasia is? Like Europe and Asia. It's like the southern, western part of that down by there, where the river comes down by is it the south or north of the Mediterranean Sea? I'm thinking it was southeast of the Mediterranean Sea. I'd have to look it up to be sure. But that's where they, how they stated where they were by these bodies of water, the rivers, you know.
All right. So if it was four bodies,
And the North Pole, as you may know, may have rivers, but you won't see them with your eyes because they're under the ice.
yeah, frozen shit. So the four rivers meet at the Saturn vortex at our North Pole, right? So basically, the North Pole leads us to heaven, and we can get to heaven alive. We don't have to die.
You want to hear something interesting? Check this out. You see that red book right over there?
Yeah.
That's the King James version of the Bible. You know how much I've read out of that book?
I've got the King James
You know how
Bible.
many times I've read that book?
I read the King James
Check
Bible.
this out. This is something I learned about while I was married. This book, you'd have to really take it on faith because it's amazing how many things in this book are just like what it says in the Bible, but it explains it a little further. But the story of Adam and Eve is way off.
No, I'm telling you what I.
No, I'm just telling you what I've learned from. Now, this book here, now you understand that the Bible was written by God-fearing, God-trusting, God-believing, God-inspired men, right? That wrote the Bible, right?